this afternoon, a panel on living with schizophrenia, and I'm honored to have two wonderful guests with me today, both board members for NAMI Seattle. I have Joey Wilson and Elliott Neyme, who are both going to be joining me to talk a bit about their personal experiences and what it means to live with schizophrenia and how they have supported themselves and what supports they require and what visions they see for themselves in the future. So I would like to introduce both Joey and Elliott. Thank you both for being here so much today. I'm glad you're here. And I just wanted to get us started off with a little introduction. So we'll start with Joey. Joey, could you just tell us about yourself?
My name is Joey Wilson. I'm 29 years old. I currently have schizophrenia. I love sports. I love helping people, giving back to the community. I love being on the NAMI board. So it's a great board to be on. And yeah, that's good.
The basic. Elliott, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a schizophrenic diagnosed for about 25 years. I'm not a Washington native, but I love it here. I've been enjoying it, my life here quite a bit. I'm also on the NAMI board, and I have also been enjoying it very much. I really enjoyed all the groups that I've been coming to and been attending since for probably 15 or so years. And so I just thought this would be a great way to participate too.
Thank you so much. Glad we're both here. I'll go back to Joey for this question and then return to Elliott. A lot of times, we talk about schizophrenia and people don't know much about it. What's something about your journey that you would like people to know? Something about living with this particular illness that you think is important to communicate to others?
Living with schizophrenia can be very tricky, as some of you know. You should always be honest with your doctor and take your medication. I know it takes years to find the right medication for a lot of people, but don't ever give up. Just keep going. Thank those who you have around you to help you, and believe in yourself.
It's a lot of positive reinforcement is useful. Elliott, what's something you'd like to tell people about your journey with schizophrenia?
That it's worth, basically that if you're someone who is experiencing symptoms or have had trouble with your diagnosis or with getting help, be very, if things do get better, I'm not always happy with my situation, but things of by taking your medication and things like that, it can stabilize over, and not be quite so rough.
Mm-hmm. Here's something that I really like to know is, I think at NAMI, we often talk about what gets in the way of recovery. So if you could speak a little bit about what barriers you've encountered that have made it difficult for you to either get the treatment you need or to live the life that you wanted to live.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
I have I know you're asking the questions right now, but I had a story I wrote up, if I could read it, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to hear your story. I think this would be a good time.
Okay, everyone ready?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Hello, my name is Joey Wilson, and here's my story. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a third-generation Queen Anne native of Seattle, Washington. Since birth, I have faced struggles, but I have overcome them, including being born 3 months premature and weighing just 1 pound. At the age of 19, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I felt like a restart button had been pushed upon my life. I went to live in a group home mental health agency called Transitional Resources for the next 4 years until my 23rd birthday. Over the last 10 years, I've worked tremendously hard to make a good life for myself with the help of a good support system filled with family, friends, and mentors. Even though I live with schizophrenia every day, I know how very blessed I am now at 29. I've lived in my own apartment for 7 years, had 2 jobs, one at a local athletic club and another at a local grocery store. I graduated from Bellevue College's Occupational Life Skills program with an associate's degree. During my time at Bellevue College, I helped pass House Bill 1199, which made it possible to work as much as you would like with no income cap limit or age restriction, and keep your Medicaid in Washington State. This is also known as Healthcare for Workers with Disabilities, HWD program. I received several awards for my advocacy. I was runner-up for Bellevue College's class of 2020 valedictorian. Living with schizophrenia is very tough, and I understand what it's like to struggle with trying to find the right medication. It can take years to find the right medication and make you feel hopeless or lost, and things will never get better. I would like to let everyone know who's living with schizophrenia or a mental health condition that once you find the right medication, you should always continue to take it. And be honest with your doctor. Don't ever give up no matter what. Some barriers that I've faced is spending months in recovery is spending months in hospital psych wards for months at a time. I once was a regular Harborview Hospital psych ward with many sleepless nights, feeling hopeless and lost, even at times feeling time had stopped and things would never get better. My hope for the future is to continue to be a mental health advocate. My biggest dream is to get wraparound services and access to education and jobs for individuals who live in inpatient and outpatient group homes and all family home agencies and facilities. Too many of these residents get stuck or trapped in the system and their voices get left behind. Wraparound services could enable them to access educational opportunities, access job placements at a job you desire and love, no matter what your situation is. Everyone deserves a fair chance and a second chance at life to be anything you set your mind to. Keep expanding and dreaming while continuing positive and caring support. Things to help me achieve these goals go beyond advocating. We need extra support as more funding and greater public awareness of the needs of the mental health community. We need to tap into the time and the support of those who have a power or a platform so they can help too. Take people in your community who would be willing to sponsor events, help publicize their needs, reach out to those who have good platforms and public reach already, such as political figures, educators, and business leaders. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for sharing, Joey. It's a really great story. Elliott, we can go back to the questions with you. What are some things that, some barriers that you faced in your recovery?
Well, I guess stigma is one. I guess that's probably, I mean, it's still kind of one of my triggers that kind of sends me, in a spiral, usually, and it sometimes makes it hard for me to want to take my medication. Yeah. Well,
medication is really interesting because it can have some severe side effects, but it can also be life-changing. So I imagine that can be a difficult aspect of recovery. Let's see, Elliott, what are some of your hopes for the future?
I think that it would be nice to see everyone from sort of all walks of life be able to get and accept mental health treatment. I know that because the medication has been really helpful to me, that I think that people really need to see that it's something that's going to help them if they have similar voices, for example, and that it's and I'd also like to see, there's a couple of words that I don't, that may still be sort of dominant out there in as far as things that sort of, that still hurt me, I mean, kind of catch words like psycho or crazy or things like that, or I still, they're still kind of rough on me, but they're out there, so I have to kind of still listen to them, I guess, and the medication helps with that, and just some overall taking it with a grain of salt kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the part that I'm always the most interested in, which is, and this is for both of you. What would help you to achieve your goals? Your goals as a person, not as a person living with mental illness, but as a person.
I'll go.
Yeah.
One phrase I always try to remember is don't judge a book by its cover. Everybody has a story. I think that it would, sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. What are some things that would help you achieve your goals? Like whether it's education or, you told your story and you definitely are a very active person. But are there things in the way, whether it's laws or things in our culture or anything that prevents you, or just a lack of resources that makes it harder for you to live the life that you see for yourself?
I think that for me, what gets in the way is laws and loopholes, things that some people want to change, but change is slow. And it's hard to always get every bill or anything passed or to the attention of somebody who can really make a difference, because they have a lot going on, but they might think it's not as important. But really, it can mean the world to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Elliott, same question for you. What would help you to achieve your goals?
Well, financial aid, like for maybe going to go back to school and work on a more advanced degree.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think some sort of scholarship or financial aid or something like that to envision something like that.
All right. We have someone in the chat who has a lot of school resources, so we'll get you connected.
Great.
Yep. That's why I like the NAMI community. Something that I think a lot of people want to know, but don't know where to start is, how can other people be helpful to you?
Do you want to address that, Joey, or should I?
Sure. What people can be helpful is, or Jeremiah, you said where people can be more helpful?
Yeah, where people, just individuals, can be more helpful to you.
I would say that always keep an open ear. Not everybody is open-minded and takes the time to hear your story or hear you out. But you talk to a lot of people, whether it's they live in group homes or have family, or like they have siblings, or they may be homeless. You take time to listen to them, and you hear them out. A lot of them have a story, and or something has gone wrong, or something didn't happen the way they wanted it to. So I think if we took more time to listen to the community, it would be a lot a better world, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Elliott, do you have any insight on what other people can do to be helpful?
Well, I think looking outside of yourself and into, like Joey said, into other people's trials or lives that getting out there and taking an interest in the community. They can I think there's a lot of opportunities to help other people, and I really like what Joey said about being open-minded. That's because it allows you to accept help if it comes your way, and so which is and to I think that helps with community building also, to reach out and to accept help and do and reciprocate too.
Thank you so much. Now, Joey talked about his experience a little, but you've both been mental health advocates. Elliott, I remember going with you to Olympia and sharing your story. And Joey, I know that you've been on a lot of panels. Do you think you could talk a little bit about that experience, how it feels to be able to advocate for yourself in government like that?
It feels so good. It feels as you're making change for thousands of people that voices never are heard. It feels like the world's in front of you, and you can make a huge difference, and what you're doing is a good cause. It's a very great feeling to have. I think that being a mental health advocate is very important, because so many people who live with it every day, others and such as myself, we need that advocacy and that support. We need people to speak up, because without it, it just, everything would just fall apart.
Thank you so much. Elliott, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just that advocating has really sort of turned my life around as far as accepting, the mental illness as something that I can, as a strong point, where I can talk to, where people seem to, instead of seeing myself as sort of a victim, I've sort of been able to see myself as a real, as I don't want to blow my own horn too much, but I think that it's helped me see myself as a more powerful individual, and it's definitely empowered me quite a bit to be able to advocate.
I'm so glad you've both had that experience of it being so empowering, because it's really great. And I think that people with lived experiences are so essential to be able to convince the minds of lawmakers and other people. So that's just been some amazing work from both of you. Can you tell me a little bit about joining the NAMI Seattle board?
Joining the NAMI Seattle board, as you know, I love to help people and giving back, and NAMI is a great place. They help a lot of people. I think, lots of people, it's like a stepping stool. You can call upon them when you have a problem or you have troubles, and they will help you figure it out, because they're doing people who are from all walks of life, and just need some guidance or some help what to do for their next steps for a loved one or themselves. So it just is it's a great foundation. I love it.
Great. Elliott, how's your experience been?
It's been great. I really like working with the staff and with the other board members. It's really kind of focused some of my thoughts and some of my intentions for the future. And I'm really, really happy with my experience on the board.
Great. I have one more question for you, and then if you guys are open for it, we might open up for a few questions from the audience, if you feel like it. But I did want to ask, if you met someone who had just received a diagnosis of schizophrenia, what would you want to tell them as a person who's been there?
I would want to tell them that if you're struggling, seek professional help. Like, that means like checking yourself in like the psych ward, or reach out to a family member, reach out to friends. Try to get help as fast as you can, because it can snowball effect in just very, very little time. Get worse. And so if you have a loved one, or you're just been diagnosed, it's like anything, it takes time to get better, but getting help is the first thing you should do. And yeah, it's my
Thank you.
welcome.
Elliott?
I agree 100%, because I guess one of the things that I was able to do this through NAMI was to advocate, and the what I really got excited about was learning about some of the first episode psychosis stuff, and I didn't really, because when I was going through it, my first episode, I didn't really know very much about it, and neither did my family, and they really, I mean, everybody sort of tried to do their best, but they didn't. I mean, I was sort of reticent to accept much help in the beginning, and I think my family didn't really know how to do it, and we never really. I think that early on it would have probably helped quite a bit to have more support as far as the like through NAMI or through the hospital I was seeing at, and as far as outpatient support and help getting my life back on track. I think it's pretty important, and I'll just leave it at that right now.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're
Is
welcome.
there anything else you guys would like to share with us right now, or are you pretty good?
I'm good. I'll answer questions if anybody has them.
Absolutely. Everyone, feel free to put messages into the chat, and we'll get them to Joey and Elliott.